What is Politics is a show all about New York politics. A small number of people make decisions about life in New York. Your host, Patrick Bobilin, wants you to get to know all of them. Today on What is Politics, we ask, what is a district leader? If you don't know, stay tuned to find out.
Hi, I'm Patrick Bobilin. I'm here with Corey Ortega, who's a district leader in West Harlem, but I'm going to have him introduce himself.
Hi, my name is Corey Ortega, district leader in West Harlem, 70th Assembly, Part D.
And today we're sponsored by Cafe Bustelo.
Wait, sorry, there you go.
Corey and I are big fans. Our campaigns were powered by Cafe Bustelo.
I was sworn in on a Cafe Bustelo.
We're just going to jump right into what it means to be a district leader. So can you just give me a quick rundown of what your basic responsibilities are and who you serve and like what your jurisdiction is?
All right. Represent my district at the Board of Elections. Make sure polling sites are run properly with the help of Board of Elections. Hire and assign coordinators, poll workers on the Democratic side, and if I have to make any changes to poll sites, do it a year in advance if there are any issues.
So a district leader is a Democratic Party position.
Yeah, there's one more thing I forgot. So district leaders elect civil court judges in terms of the party nomination, and that's another responsibility.
Okay, so can you explain that a little bit?
No, basically, you have about anywhere between 15, 20 attorneys that want to run to become a civil court judge, and they get the party nomination, they get on the ballot, and they run, they petition and whatnot, but they get that party support, and then that person will then get voted in.
Okay, so you're part of that party support for the judges. So when they want to run, they talk to you first. They try to get in with like maybe a Democratic club, etc. And then once they have their support, there's some sort of thing that all the district leaders vote at.
Yeah.
Where they vote for.
Basically, like a Senate confirmation hearing.
Okay.
You want to get enough votes to get that person on.
Okay. So, what were your steps to get this job? What did you have to fulfill, like legally, and what did you have to do, like socially in your neighborhood to?
So
get
legally,
elected?
it's real simple. You just have to live anywhere within the 70th Assembly District. I mean, anywhere.
So you represent like 1/4 of that. You're in the 70th Assembly?
Part D.
Part
yes.
D.
So I cover 142nd to 123rd, Riverside to Common, about.
So assembly districts, which are a state body, the state assembly, they divide the state up into districts, and then within those districts, they create sub-sites, A, B, C, D parts. Yeah. Okay.
Usually 4, sometimes 3.
Did you have to like fill out any paperwork? Did you have to get to know certain people?
First thing is petitioning, making sure you have enough signatures. Because 500 was the minimum, but usually you want to get anywhere from 3 to 5 times in case, there's some errors in the signatures or people that sign aren't registered. The law states you have to get a certain amount of signatures by residents that live in the district. You submit that to the Board of Elections. That's basically saying, hey, here's proof that I have at least 500 people that live in the district that say, hey, give this person a shot. Let their name be on the ballot.
Did you have to like get to know certain groups or get to know people in politics? Like, who? If somebody wants to run for district leader, they should get to know who in a neighborhood in a general sense.
Well, so there are a couple ways you can go about it. My path to district leader, I had worked for an elected official, then Assemblyman Keith Wright, representing West Harlem. I live in West Harlem, and when it was time to either support district leader for re-election or go with someone new, the club that I belong to, West Harlem Progressive Democratic Club, decided that I should run. And I had already had the community introductions, community board, tenant association leaders, block associations. So it was just a matter of having support from my Democratic club and the community to move forward.
Seats,
do your homework.
Yeah.
The same way if you were applying for a job, if you were competing in sports, know the lay of the land.
And what kind of time commitment does this take from you? And then sort of what, if any, compensation or perks do you see?
All right, so let's go with the compensation. There aren't any. Perks, I mean, only if you're helping someone out, sometimes you'll get a perk. You get invited to a lot of cool events, a lot of Governor Cuomo events, Bill de Blasio events, and that's really better, when you extend that invitation to your Democratic club. But in terms of time commitment, depending how much time you want to put into it, I know I do constituent services. After I have a meeting with either block association or whatnot, they'll present their problems. Depending on the situation, I'll either go to a city council member, a state or a senator, a state senator, or an assembly member to solve the issues. Right now, I take one day out of the week just to do constituent work.
What are your responsibilities? What sort of problems can people bring to you? Like, if I had a problem with trash pickup, I'm not sure if you'd be the person to go to, but what kind of questions should people bring to you?
So there are two ways to go about it. You could either, in my case, I have experience doing constituent services for then Assemblyman Wright, so I know who to call. I know if I had to send the email or CC an elected official's office. Or if you know nothing, but you have good passion in your heart, you still work with the elected officials and say, literally respectfully hand that person off to said elected official and say, hey, listen, this constituent is having a problem. I think you're the best person to deal with it.
So what is the chain of command for a district leader, sort of between the district leader and I think you work under the assembly person, right? Mm-hmm. Do you direct anybody, and then who do you report to? Like, what is that?
So I think it's different in every district. I know in my case, I'm beholden to my Democratic club. That's the chain of command for me. Who I work closely with, are the assembly member, state senator, and the county leader. But in my case, that's who I report to. If someone brings a polling site issue to me, I take it to the Board of Elections. I work with them hand in hand.
So
but when you say report to,
right?
I report to the people. That's literally that. If I do a bad job, I'm not going to get reelected.
Okay.
It's the same principle if you're a city council member or a state senator.
Okay.
The people vote you in and vote you out.
What are the strengths that you want to see the next person after you to have?
The basics are passion for the community. With passion, you get a lot of work done. Mm-hmm. And then experience kicks in if you have government experience, if you have constituent experience, if you have policy. I know now I want to start focusing in 2018 more on the legislative side of things. This is outside of my purview as a district leader, but as a community leader. District leaders are community leaders. That is just a fact. And how far you want to take it is up to the district leader. In my case, I'm part of a Democratic club. We have a platform where we want to advocate for different pieces of legislation. I'm going to take that and either testify in front of city council or meet with other city council members and try to push for either budgetary items in West Harlem, in my district, or legislative items. And that's something that we'll focus on in 2018. But when I'm no longer a district leader, let's say in 2021, the next person coming on is going to have to still have that passion, know how to organize a community, and fill that void in terms of if I'm stepping up to make sure the legislative and the budgetary process is somehow connected to their duties as district leader.
There's state politics and then there's city politics. You work, you're kind of a state position, right? But you would then go to city council.
District leaders, on top of having these official roles, they also endorse, right? It's a party thing. You endorse other elected officials and you start to get to know these elected officials. If we have that relationship, if we endorsed elected officials which we feel they're going to do a good job by us to the community, legislation shouldn't be that far off. Saying, hey, listen, this is something we're very passionate. We represent the community. The community says we need this item. Bring it to the state and the state legislators and let them push it forward. We're just an indicator of the community's needs.
So the difference between bringing it to the state or bringing it to the city really just depends on what the actual issue is specifically.
Because we have a delegation.
Right.
I have Mark Levine, my city council member. If it's something with sanitation, if it's something, let's say with NYCHA, heating repairs, you can definitely go to him. If it's something on the state level, DHCR with regards to your rent stabilized apartment, you can definitely go to the state. You don't always save every person from eviction. You don't always save every person in housing court, but you give it your all, and that's the best you can do.
Where will people find you hanging out in your neighborhood? Talk about,
So I have a couple of places. It's ironic that cigars and politics kind of have this stereotype being together. Sometimes I'll go to 141st Street and Broadway, smoke a cigar, do some work, or I'm at Bus Stop Restaurant 135th in Broadway. They have great coffee. Sometimes I'll have community meetings there, or Floridita Restaurant 125th and 12th Avenue. Those are pretty much the three main spots if you have to catch me.
So somebody's
outside.
Okay, that's great. So I've been sitting here with District Leader Corey Ortega. That's all about the responsibilities and what it means to be a district leader. And
Awesome.
if you live in New York State, You live in an assembly district, meaning you could be your next district leader if you really want that job. That pays so well, and but it sounds like a really amazing way to get involved and to get your finger on the pulse of what's going on in your neighborhood.
Pulse, yeah. You literally can feel the pulse.
Everything goes through you.
If you're doing the job correctly, yeah.
You hear about it.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This was fun.
Bye.